If you have or are experiencing the emptiness of tragedy, here are 5 ways to fill you back up. I went through Hurricane Helene here in Asheville, North Carolina, and I thought, boy, it'd be a good idea to share with you, the audience, the ways that I've found have helped me the most in dealing with the emptiness of tragedy and how to get filled back up. The first way is to show compassion for yourself. So important. I was reading about this recently, and you cannot beat yourself up. We hear about things like survivor guilt, and you start getting into the what ifs, what ifs, what ifs. Why, if I would have had flood insurance, and all these things, you have to give compassion for yourself. Realize that you did the best you could in the situation and circumstances that you were in, and give yourself that compassion, give yourself that grace, give yourself that self-love. Don't look to and go to shame and guilt and all those sorts of things. I know some people say it's easier said than done, but seriously, if you prepare in advance for this, and that's what these points are going to help you do, prepare in advance and start practicing these things now. So when you get into tragedy, you'll know what to do. You'll feel comfortable and ready to deal with it. Second point is serve others. As quickly as you can, go out and serve others. I did that through an organization called CRI, Crisis Response International. They go all over the world. They happen to be coming here. A friend sent me a link, and I thought, wow, I'm going to do the training. I'm going to deploy with CRI. And there's nothing better than to serve as quickly as you can when you've been through a tragedy, because then you start to realize, wow, I can provide some hope. I can provide a smile for other people. And serving others gets you into that mindset of gratitude. And it gets you into that mindset of, I think, what we're designed to do. And it is to serve others in community, to be there, to be those important links for other people as they're going through something that may be traumatic as well. And it's very important to do that, I think. So, however you can serve, it doesn't have to be with a national organization, it can be serving in any way you can. The other thing that serving does when you're going through a tragedy, it really highlights your compassion for yourself, your ability to love, your ability to show gratitude to the outside world. Because when you're going through tragedy, a lot of times the picture we get is that people should, they'll isolate and they'll be in darkness and all those things. Sure, that can happen to people. And I know there's a lot of literature out there in studying people about these cycles you need to go through, and you need to grieve, and you need to do all that stuff. But I'm here to tell you, you can get through a lot of those things and be a more positive light to people by getting out and serving right away. Because just think about the impression that leaves on others. If you've been through a tragedy or circumstance that others would consider tragic, and you're right out there um, filling other people up because you are filled up. And one of the ways, or my third point, one of the ways you can really fill yourself up and transition quickly is to tell your story. Find a way to tell your story. In this case, your Helene story. Um, it's so powerful to be able to tell your story. As I walked around after the storm and just talking to people, that's all everyone wanted to do was share their story. So you just listen and let them tell their story. And you can just see it on their faces. They're like, oh, yeah, that's cool. Don't turn around and put your story in there and say, oh, yeah, well, I got my story too. Let people share their story. Tell your story. So it's important, for you to tell your story. And the key thing, I think, about telling your story is you have to share it with people who are there to listen. So the fourth point is be with your peeps. Know who your peeps are, your tribe. The folks that you know are going to be for you, don't judge you, are in harmony with you. They're going to be standing with you no matter what. And if you're around those people and you share your story, if you're around those people and you can then ask them about what's been going on with them. Because once you share your story, it's just natural to feel compelled to start asking about other people and how they're doing. And that's the fifth point is ask people to share their story. So get with your peeps, understand your community, your people that are there for you, and then start asking other people about their story. That's something I did right after Helene, and it's just so amazing. You get to connect with people on another level. People understand you, and you understand them, and you make new friends. You make new connections because people in tragedy, in those circumstances, in suffering, that's when they're going to be really searching more for those heart connections. And you can be a person that can help provide those heart connections by the way you respond, by the way you ask people to share their story. So again, show compassion to yourself, serve others, tell your story, be with your peeps, and then ask other people to share their story. And if you want to really escalate yourself through any tragedy, give those 5 things a try. They absolutely work for me. It helped me handle the tragedy. It helped me grow stronger in those dark moments right after. It helped me grow more in love. And of course, it helped me set the tone for post tragedy and how I was going to approach the world. Stronger than before. Subscribe with the notification bell to receive regular updates. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button to see more like this. Comment down below. This can be with questions or answers to a question you ask. And I'll see you the next time on this amazing journey from isolation to community, where the next step beyond is freedom.